Notes for the World Heritage Day 2020. Dear friends, the existence of the world epidemic from 1603 and then pandemic from 1666 in the Oxford Universal Dictionary, we call wabah in bahasa or pagebluk in the Japanese language, sorry no dates, shows that the knowledge of this phenomena is already part of our heritage. The concept of what is included in the meaning of heritage also developed from culture to nature and then a weave of the two. It seems that the development of this weave is an obligation not only for an organization, but also for all human beings with the consciousness of the knowledge. We inherited the words not only as semantics, but also as part of the heritage that we live every day. But then, how can this be? What seems the best to be shared is not always in the best interest of every community in this disjunctive world that we live in today. As understood nowadays, the meaning of the term culture itself has already expanded from its traditional definition in the arts and literature and even civilization. Culture today is viewed as the process that injects everything with meaning. That meaning imposed by the powerful dominant groups widely applied as legitimate, even if there is often resistance. From day to day, there is a struggle by subordinated groups to challenge and contest the ideas of heritage as an industry, but not for the betterment of the values that created the original meaning of the heritage itself. This reduces the meaning of heritage to a mere commodity where spectacular urban environments absorb an ancient ambience until what is left becomes just an object. What seems to be the case for cultures that we inherit from our ancestors becomes a worse case for Mother Nature. Not only that there is often nothing of heritage meaning left, but also changes made to our environment that create damage, if not destruction, of our ecosystems. Dear friends, it is said that COVID-19 is a new virus. But whatever it is, it has not come from zero. It was already here somewhere, and that only after December 30th, 2019 was it detected by Li Wenliang as an unexplained odd cluster of pneumonia cases. Even he thought that might have come initially from bats, but he still viewed it as a person-to-person transmission of the SARS virus. The rest is history. From a patient with no fever, whom he treated without benefit of a mask in January the 8th, he began to couch on January 10th and died of the coronavirus on February 7th at the age of 33. As I am not an expert of medical science, permit me to say that what happened in the Huanan wholesale seafood market in Wuhan is not a natural event alone, separated from culture. The relation of human, exotic animal food, virus, in this case, is a cultural construct. While it is the bad or not bad to blame as carrier of the virus, while the exact carrier is still speculative, the term exotic obviously came from a kind of cultural map where a certain lifestyle, to avoid the term tradition, happened to give way for the virus. That now really makes all the brains in the world rethink the priorities of human existence. How does the world move now? Is it the most important purpose of human beings in this life to be happy? Maybe. Happy maybe with healthy and peaceful living? Or to take the best advantage from the most possible opportunities in terms of politics and economy. Let me refresh at least two other disasters in our contemporary history. First, the 2004 tsunami in Aceh. Second, the 2011 meltdown of nuclear power plant in Fukushima. It was only after the tsunami that the Aceh independence movement and the Indonesian government were willing to make peace, leaving years of tiring, violent conflicts that normally lasted some 10 years, formally lasted some 10 years. Resolution needed the natural disaster of tsunami to be reminded of ethics, that political differences have no importance when facing critical points of survival of human beings, whatever their ideologies. After the Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster, originally sophisticated technology intended to make the best of living in peacetime, one of the most interesting utterances beside the technical debate is, do we really need the power plant? Can't we live as comfortably without the risk of nuclear radiation? Two disasters, one from nature, one from technology, remind us to ask ourselves the very priority of being human in the world. This COVID-19 disaster, which is global, massive, and killing very fast, creates moral and social panic as a second disaster to accompany the spread of the virus, and underlines the same topic for contemplation. My dear happy friends, as I read this for the World's Heritage Day, it's important for us to deconstruct the myth of heritage. It is not related to old-fashioned ways of thinking, antiquity, and is definitely not exotic, as the semantic that the exotic means something that is not ours. We have to make the meaning of heritage applicable, relevant, and related to all our problems today and for the future. Because to conserve any representation of heritage is not to make it stay in the past. The wisdom of local genius, long adored in the wrong way as escapism from unsolved problems of today, often venerates the past despite needs for renewal and reinterpretation for upcoming generations. This is the time for activism to move forward, to generate hard work in every possible way, from financial to scientific, so that the meaning of conservation is not only to protect and maintain, but to take a central role in the creation of our new future. Because before this disaster is gone, I think we need to ask ourselves, are we really going to go back to old habits? Have a nice day and a nice evening in Indonesia. Thank you.